everyone. Thank you for hopping on. Good morning if you're tuning in live. Good evening or good afternoon if you're watching the replay or you're joining us from another country. We have a global business here, 76 countries. So you could be tuning in somewhere in the middle of the night watching us. And with the patches, you can do that. All right. So if you are new here, welcome. And we are David and Heather Warden from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we got introduced to this amazing little piece of technology, a wearable device 21 months ago. This July will be 2 years, and it completely blessed us physically, and then without even realizing it, all of a sudden it's been blessing us financially. So we're going to just get into what it is, what it's all about, how it works, what it does for you, what it can do for you in just a minute. But we are going to quickly tell our testimony. When I got the call from a friend of mine in Florida 21 months ago, he said, "Do you know anything about stem cells?" And I thought that's so strange because I was reading Tony Robbins' book called Life Force. If anybody's read that book, it's all about stem cell therapies, stem cell technologies, stem cell injections, and how he believed it was the future of medicine. And so it was very fascinating, but it was like $25,000 per shot. And it would be localized. It would only work wherever it was injected. So if you had a knee issue or a shoulder issue, then it might work. There was about a 30 to 40% chance that it would work. And for $25,000, I thought, who's going to spend 25 grand on a chance that it might work with no guarantees? And so when my buddy called me and asked me about that, I said, well, yeah, I'm reading this book right now and it's all about stem cells. And I said, but they're super expensive and, you got to get injections. And he's like, no, I'm talking about a little wearable piece of technology. You can stick it anywhere on your body. It's about the size of a quarter and it reactivates your own dormant stem cells. And all of a sudden your body starts performing like it was when you were younger. And I said, sign me up. Give me the patches. I want to be patched. And so that's kind of the question of the day is, have you been patched if you're new here? So you want to tell your quick testimony?
So again, whenever Mike called us and told us about the patches, immediately we're like, yes, we're signing up. We're getting ours as soon as we can. And after that, the testimonials just started rolling in before we could even get our hands on the patches. We were hearing just story after story after story, and we were diving in and listening to the CEO and founder of this company and the scientist behind the patches and listening to everything that he had to share about the science and the studies, and our minds were blown. So we get the patches in, and I was recovering from diverticulitis at the time, and I had completely changed my diet. I was trying to eat foods that were good for healing the gut. I mean, I really dove into the research because I knew it was a serious disease and I didn't want to mess with it. I didn't want to have any more flare-ups, which is very common. And my grandfather had it. He was hospitalized and in a coma for 2 months after having his colon resection. So I was like, I am not going down that path. So changing diet, exercise, hydrating, taking all the right supplements. But the issue was when your gut wall is compromised, it's really hard to get it back in balance by food and supplements, all the things that you should be doing, right? So put on the patch. 2 days later, my energy's back. I'm feeling what I thought was arthritis in all my joints, come to find out was inflammation. So that started to calm down. I started feeling better. I started feeling more like I thought I should feel in my 40s. And so it got me back on the right track to rebalancing. And it was about 5 months that I wasn't having the nausea and just kind of things related to diverticulitis that I was seeing. But yeah, that was my story. And so I'm going to share a quick video on what phototherapy is and how it works.
While she's doing that, I didn't really actually tell my story. My buddy called me. He said, "Do you know anything about stem cells?" She said, "Yes." And reading this book, and he said, "Well, do you have any pain in your body?" And actually, I do. I had some knee pain and some low back pain. And my knee pain was a fresh injury from working out at the gym. And my low back pain was chronic. I'd had it for several years. And so whenever when I put the patch on, literally within 2 to 3 days, my knee pain was gone. And at first I thought, is this a placebo? Because I didn't know anything about the clinical trials. I didn't know anything about the patents. But I thought, well, who cares if it worked? The mind is a powerful thing. fine with me if it's just a placebo. But then I started learning about the product and how you can't get a patent on a product unless you prove that it's doing what you say it's doing. And so that's when I realized, okay, there really is something to this. And then took my back pain, literally after 2 weeks of wearing it, I thought, well, darn, it didn't work on my back. It worked really quickly on my knee. And so when I talked to my buddy, he asked me how it was going. I said, well, it worked on my knee, but it didn't touch my back. And he goes, well, you hadn't been wearing it that long. And I said, well, 2 weeks, which I thought was a long time after 2 days of the knee feeling much better. So he said, no, you got to give it more time than that. And literally probably 2 weeks later, about a month into it, all of a sudden I had much more mobility in my low back. I could twist. And I know LaShawn talks about her neck just being able to crack and pop. And that's how my back was. It was so tight before I couldn't twist and pop my back. Now I can just, it's great. I do it all the time now. So it's like when I was younger. So it took about a month for the back. So I tell people, look, give it time. You know, we hear about these one patch wonders and they're great when something happens that quickly in the body, but you want to give it time. Give it at least 1 month per decade that you've been alive. All right, let's play the video.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. Lifewave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. Lifewave, live long, live well.
Yes, live long, live well. That's what it's all about. I want to die young at an old age, and that's why I'm wearing these patches. Okay, let's get back to the slides. Okay, can everybody see our slides?
Yes.
Thumbs up if you go. Okay. Awesome. So the question of the day is, have you been patched? If you have not, get with the person that invited you here today and tell them, yes, I want to be patched. I want to feel like what phototherapy can do for my skin. Just like when you step out into the sun, you know, the sun isn't putting vitamin D into your body. It's triggering a response. The light hitting your skin makes your, triggers your brain to start producing vitamin D. A lot of people say, well, are there stem cells in the patches? Or are they putting something into your body? No, it's just causing a reaction to the body. It's stimulating the skin, and that causes your body to begin to reawaken those dormant stem cells. So take this slide or me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is David. I don't want to be at my cog, so I got to ask every time now. So this is David Schmidt. He's the CEO. He's the inventor. He's the scientist, and this guy is a brilliant, brilliant man. If you've ever met him, you would know what I'm talking about. He's the most humble but brilliant man you'll ever meet. And this slide is actually old. I think he now has over 180 patents. And so he spent about 10 years in research and development trying to bring this patch to market, X39. Took him about almost $5 million. But in 2008, he decided to just focus all of his research on stem cell technology and stem cell therapy because he knew that was the future of medicine. And he said, it's not about anti-aging, it's about age reversing. There's a big difference there. Anti-aging is more like slowing the aging process down. Age reversing is we're all gonna become Benjamin Button and be sucking our thumbs. No, I'm kidding. But that's what it's all about, is just age reversal. And that can actually happen in the body. You can actually reverse an age. And we have clinical trials, clinical studies proving that that's happening in the body through blood tests, urine tests, and HRV, heart rate variability tests. So there is proof that this product is actually helping the body reverse in age.
So here's the patent. Like we say, the proof is in the patent. You can read it here for yourself. But it says, as a result of elevating a copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. And I can tell you that I've experienced every single one of those things personally myself, our friends, our family. The patent is available online for you to go and read for yourself, but like it says, the copper peptide is what's important here. So what does the patch do? It causes your body, it triggers a response to elevate that copper peptide. And then the copper peptide is what wakes up your dormant stem cells. So it's your God-given stem cells. It's not somebody else's stem cells. There's not stem cells in the patch, like David said. It's your God-given stem cells that are just waking up when you elevate this peptide. And you can also go online and Google GHKCU, which is the copper peptide, and just any kind of ailment you may have that you want to see, would this help with it? If I elevate my copper peptide, what are the benefits? That's a good thing to do.
You can go to pubmed.gov and see all kinds of published medical journals proving that elevating the GHKCU copper peptide in your body does all kinds of benefits.
Okay, so now Julie's going to tell us about the X39 stem cell activation patch and why you should be wearing it.
So stem cells are important to our body, and it's what helps us to go from a sperm and an egg and become a fully formed human being. But as we reach the age of around 30, it's said that about half the stem cells are active and the others are dormant. So we start to see the aging process happen at that time. And then by the time we're 60, we only have about 10% of the stem cells active, 90% being dormant, which is why it takes us longer to heal. So with fewer stem cells, we're going to age faster. We're going to be slower at healing and getting through the health crisis that we could have. So hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging, and this is something that is concerning to pretty much everyone, that it's affecting us one way or another. Next. So how does it work? Well, this is a proprietary form of phototherapy, that is light therapy. We all emit light and it reflects it back with these nanocrystals. It's a nanocrystal technology, and it reflects the light back into our body. Our natural light that comes off of us, it reflects it back into the body, which is then shown in the studies to activate the GHKCU, which is needed for the stem cells to wake up. This is considered non-transdermal, which means there isn't any medication on it that's going into the body. And this is something people are familiar with, patches that have medicine on it that they put on their skin, or like a nicotine patch. This is not like that. It's non-transdermal. There's no drugs or chemicals, no stimulants that go into the body. It's non-invasive, which is gets the doctors excited because they know then it's not going to make any changes or influence the medications that a patient may be on, except for maybe improving and decreasing the amount that they need. So the benefits of the X39, it's an amazing patch. This is our big patch. It is the mainstay. It increases our strength. And as we age, we get weaker. And this is a problem that many people complain about. So if we can increase our strength, reduce inflammation, which we know inflammation is going to show up somewhere in the body sooner or later. And it's the #1 killer because it causes an effect with tissues and the organs. Our increased stamina along with the strength. If you have increased strength, you're going to feel better, which means then you have more stamina, which then you can build the muscles again. More energy, more vitality. You just feel good. And again, some people say, I don't feel like I want to run a marathon, but I just feel a little bit better today. Mental clarity is so important. Brain fog is something that everybody complains about, whether it's due to inflammation that is causing inflammation of the brain, or it's medications that people are on, or just not feeling well to get up and do anything. So mental clarity is big. Restoring the muscles and the skeletal conditions. If we can get the muscles to rebuild and the bones to rebuild, that's going to help us with all these other, the increase in strength and the vitality. Improvement of sleep. We know sleep is critical. We've got to have it. It is linked to so many health conditions. So if we can improve our sleep with this patch, this is amazing. So improve skin appearance. This is something people talk about. They go, I don't know. I don't feel anything in my body, but boy, my skin is looking better. People just say I look younger or my eyes look brighter. That alone gives you such a good feeling, which then makes you feel, something is happening. And if people are seeing it, I may not be, but other people are seeing it, then something's happening. So we are really focused on the achieving of optimal health with the X39 patch. And again, complete physical, mental, and social well-being is what it's all about. And the next. So this is really interesting. Doctors like to see things. They have to have something visual to go off of, whether it's a lab test or an X-ray or something like this. This is a topography map. And so this was a 77-year-old woman who participated in this study. She was an X39 was placed on the back of her neck, and that's one of the more common places. And so then they were able to look at the brain to see before, during, and as it was progressing, what was actually happening. So you can see in the session 1, all that red that's there. This is no X39 yet. It's showing inflammation. Red is inflammation in the brain. And of course, she was complaining the lack of brain coherence. She was complaining of issues that are related to inflammation of the brain. And as it notes there, it can be noted that when she came in, her brain was hyperactive, which is very common when someone's brain is inflamed and it's giving mixed signals. It can come across as if it's hyperactive, trying to figure out how to find a balance. Then the X39 was put on. So in session 2, look at the difference. The redness is gone, no more inflammation. Improvement in brain coherence. And this was 3 weeks on the X39. Then look at session 3. Session 3, this is 6 weeks, just 6 weeks, a month and a half. A complete turnaround, better brain coherence. No more red. The brain was showing that it was decreased in inflammation, allowing for blood to get to the tissues, which then allows for a healing of the tissues. So you can see how her brain calms down. It's amazing. So here's what we tell people is the X39 is long-term results. It's not short-term. It's not today only. This is proving to be long-term with the case studies that we've got out there. So what happens in the first few days? 4,000 genes begin to reset. 4,000 genes. It's amazing just what genes do and what they're linked to. And if we can reset those, that's going to, in essence, turn off some of those genes that might have wanted to turn on and cause problems with our health. Within 6 weeks, as it showed in the previous slide, the brain becomes balanced, less inflammation, allowing for the left-right brain to be balanced. Within 3 months, so that's your 90 days right there, collagen is increased. So again, people say, I don't see anything different. Okay, 90 days, let's give it 90 days. Your collagen is increased, your brain is balanced, and within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. And that's important because for years, doctors would say, nurses would say, or it was thought in the medical schools, and I even remember having to teach this, that when the heart is damaged, that's it. There was no reversing it. You couldn't repair it because it was made of muscle cells that could not repair. this patch is proving through studies, not just hearsay, it's through these studies that things are changing. Along with the brain not being able to repair, it's repairing. It's amazing. So as David Schmidt says, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. So how do we wear the patches? Well, the studies use the back of the neck and 3 fingers below the belly button. Now, does that mean that's the only place we can put it? No, you can put it other places. It's just what the studies show. So you're going to wear your patch for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. That allows the body to have that adjustment period that it needs. When you're activating something in the body, you need to give the body time to realize it and then not get overboard with, oh my gosh, like a traumatic experience. It's not, it's like a little bit at a time. So you're going to wear it for 12 hours, take it off, throw it away. Then the next day you put on another patch and repeat the 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Now you can wear more than one patch at a time, and a lot of people do that. They'll wear the X39 and then they wear maybe an Eon, or they wear the Carnosine, and you can put them in different places, and some people even stack them. But with anything that you do to your body that's making a change, and just day-to-day living, we want to make sure that we drink plenty of water. And along with that water, always add some electrolytes, because we know that water is hydrating to us. Certain water is dehydrating to us. And this is not going to be one of those cases where this much is good, more is better. Please be careful with the amount of water. When we say drinking plenty of water, go with your body size, go with the way that your kidneys function and filter so that you don't overtax it. And again, drink proper water, like a distilled water or a purified water, or a really good filter for the water, and sip it through the day. Don't sit and drink it all down on one time. Sip it throughout the day like a dried sponge. You want to just add a little bit of water at a time so that it soaks it up and doesn't just flow right through you and cause stress on the kidneys.
I love how you explain proper hydration, Julie, because it just makes sense when I picture that dried up sponge in the kitchen and you go and you just like hose it with water and the water splashes everywhere. That's kind of what you're doing if you're chugging the water, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, we know most of us are dehydrated as much as we say we drink water. On a busy day, hours go by before you even pick up some water to drink. And if there's just coffee sitting there, you're drinking coffee thinking you're hydrating, but you're actually dehydrating. So you want to, it's a process of actually training yourself to make it a behavior. Get yourself maybe a big tumbler or a glass, something that attracts your attention. And some people, I tell people, put them in different places. Put a tumbler, fill up your water, like put it near your coffee while you make your coffee, fill up your water, fill up one with some electrolytes in it, and then place one in your kitchen, put one at your office or in your bedroom or wherever you frequent. And so then every time you walk by, you'll take a little bit of a sip as you go by. By the end of the day, you would hopefully have finished those tumblers that you've placed in different locations.
That's great. Thanks, Julie.
Absolutely.
So, like you can see, X39 is so sophisticated, yet it's so simple to explain. And it's so easy to wear. It's one of the easiest things that we've done for our health that I can think of. Not having to remember to take a pill. Does it have to be taken with food or without food in the morning or at night? It's just, you put on a patch, you get the results. So, LaShawn, let's go right into some testimonials.
Well, what makes X39 so amazing and fun is that the testimonies are absolutely over the top. They're life-changing. And so today I get to introduce Mr. Randall Zamora, the Z-Wave. I want to just tell you a little bit about him, and then I'm going to let him talk. He is full of energy. He is... He's high strung in a good way. I've known him since he was 17 years old. And he's consistent for sure, because he was at 17 just as high energy as he is now. He's fun to be around. He's been patching off and on for 2 years. And what I love about what he's going to tell you today is It might have taken 2 years. However, he's a believer now. So, yeah, Randall, you're an amazing friend. I've enjoyed knowing you all these years, and I'm super excited that you're feeling the X39 benefits. Let us know. Tell us what's going on with you.
Oh my word. Well, you didn't have to hype me up that much, but I appreciate the kind words. No, I appreciate your friendship and guidance and that you've given me since I was 17. It's been a blast. So yeah, so Randall Zamora, I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth, and LaShawn's right. I'm one of those people that I always have to be on, it's like when I go to an event or I'm in a room, there's an expectation, right? Like everybody always expects Randall to be me. And there's times that I'm just like, it's exhausting, because I'm always that person. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but I just love people and love being around and, different things. But, 2 years ago, LaShawn said, hey, I need to, talk to you about something and I think it'll help you and this, that, and the other. And I was like, you know what? I'm 34 years old. I don't need anything. I have enough energy, so I would wear the patch here and there and, I bought into it, this, that, and the other. And then, just kind of put it on the back burner. LaShawn and I would catch up, this, that, and the other. And then the second she would bring up, like go in that direction, are you wearing your patches? Hey, I got a phone call, I'll call you back. It's just kind of like, I'll talk to you later. But about a month ago, she challenged me because a little bit about myself. I've had some health issues in the last year and, for the good. And she said, for what you've just gone through in the last year, this would be something very good for you to consistently wear. So as your friend, will you just trust me if I challenge you to consistently wear the patch for a month? And I said, you know what? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So speed things up, about, I guess 2 weeks ago, this week, yeah, 2 weeks ago, I called her. I was out showing houses. I'm a realtor here in Dallas. And so I was out showing houses and my client goes, dude, did you like roll your ankle? What's going on? I could barely walk. I was limping. And, I've had issues with my feet in the past because I had reconstructive foot surgeries years ago. And so it's not uncommon for pain to come back and forth, from time to time. And I said, no, I had reconstructive foot surgery. Well, then by the time I was done showing houses, I'm in pain. I'm calling LaShawn. I'm like, girl, I don't know what I need to be doing. I said, but I can barely walk. She goes, how many more houses do you have? I said, I'm done. She goes, can you come to Allen and meet me at my house? I was like, yeah. So I get to her house and literally my foot was the size of a bowling ball. I literally could barely walk. And so I sit down and I don't know what she put on me. I know she put on me, at the time I didn't know what she put on me, but she goes, we're going to do this, this, and this. And so now I know what it was. And it was, several different of the support patches. And with that being said, within 30 minutes, the swelling and the inflammation that I had was decreasing. And, over the time that, the rest of the evening, my foot was almost back, probably 3 hours into it, my foot was almost back to normal. And so I called her, I said, hey, this is what's going on. She goes, great. So I slept in, next morning, kind of was back again. But it was concerning, thinking I possibly might have a blood clot. So I went to the ER. Hilarious story. I'm sitting there, I have my patches on, and the ER doctor goes, are you wearing Lifewave? I said, I am. And he pulls down his scrub right here, very much where LaShawn has hers. And he goes, I can't go without this product. It's amazing. I've been wearing it for 3 years now. He said, it's amazing. Keep wearing it. So that was just kind of like okay, God, I hear you, this, that, and the other. So speed things along, to last week. 3 years ago, I quit I stopped taking my Adderall medicine, and I'm ADHD, and I've just dealt with it. And it's been very tough on me. But now that I've taken LaShawn's challenge and consistently been wearing it, I'm very all over the place. But for whatever reason, last Thursday, I had a list and I started compartmentalizing it and checking off the boxes. So then LaShawn calls me and she goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm mopping. She goes, what? I said, yeah, I'm mopping. I said, I'm deep cleaning. I'm like in the zone, deep cleaning. I'm not doing anything else until I have this off my list, which if you know me, I don't do that. I'm not a dirty person, but I just don't deep clean. I have people come and do that, this, that, and the other. So about an hour later, I got another call And my friend goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm cleaning." And she goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know." I said, "My friend a month ago gave me this patch." I said, "And I feel like I'm wearing Adderall. I have all this energy. I'm focused, this, that, and the other." And bam, without anything else, she's like, "I don't know what it is, but you had me at energy and I need it, this, that, and the other." So for me, I started researching more and more. And so for me, consistency is the key as it gets better. And I just feel like every day you start seeing one more thing. I've not had any more swelling of my foot. I've not had any pain in my foot. Both of my feet have no pain. Usually I have a little bit of soreness or, cricks or, all of this to be said, I thought I was 35 years old. I'm not 18 years old anymore. I'm not a kid, I'm 35. And so, yeah, things start to change. And so for me, it's a no-brainer. Hey, it's essential that anyone and everyone needs to be wearing this technology immediately. I mean, I told somebody the other day, it doesn't matter. Immediately, you need to order immediately. And they're like, okay. And so I think with testimonials, it's so powerful. But the other thing that I was going to say too is my mom has been in retail for 20 plus years. She's been wearing it now for about a week and a half. And she told me again last night, she goes, "It doesn't hurt when I get out of my car anymore." Usually when she got out of her car from being on her feet most of the day, her back was just shut. And so for now, she's like, "I can do a backflip out of my car." She didn't say that. I'm saying that. But like, that's the type of reaction she's having because it's just, it's helping. So anyways, I'm a firm believer. I think it's great. I think it's all in God's timing. I thought I was a sharp little kid thinking I didn't need anything like this, but now that LaShawn, she kept poking me, and it's like, hey, and it's like, all right, fine, I'll finally do it. So I appreciate it. I'm very grateful. So yeah, so that's that. So I will hand the call back over to you, LaShawn. I appreciate you guys letting me share. I appreciate you continuing to just share the opportunity with me. And now it just makes it that much more, easier for me to just share the product, because if you believe in something, or the technology, I shouldn't say product, technology, because I just believe that everyone needs it and needs to order it immediately. So anyways, there you go.
Oh my goodness. I love your zeal for life, Randall. You are, no matter what you're doing, your zeal shines through with, it's just a passion. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's been fun to see you get excited and passionate about this technology. And but not only that, you're reaching out to people now that know you and see that passion about this technology. And it's absolutely been fun to watch you share with others, and they get excited and order the patches. So it's a good thing. I love it. I love that you're excited and see it.
The word that I got from listening to your testimony, Randall, is, and just, sharing it with others, is immediately. And you know what? I'm going to start using that, because literally you signed up 3 people in one day. You called me and you're like, "Hey, I can't get a hold of LaShawn. Can you help me?" It was like, so I was helping him, get, so I mean, 3 people in one day. It's like, yeah, I'm going to start using that word immediately. You need the patches immediately. And I think people will just be like, "Oh, okay, sign me up." And
Well,
like,
it's funny that you say immediately. It's kind of a joke in my business partners. She's just aggressive and I'm aggressive, and LaShawn's heard me say it, but I'll literally tell Siri, call, "Hey Siri, call Terry Macaluso immediately," and no, don't really call her Siri. I'm just kidding. But I'll say immediately, and it's hilarious because it's just like immediately. It's just the sense of urgency. Like, now that I see it and what it does, yeah, everyone needs to be doing it immediately.
Well, and that's the on top of fire we need to share. And absolutely, David, this is a beautiful thing about this team. If one of us is not available, we have access to everyone on the team. So David and Heather are always there for us, and we're very thankful for that. So thank you for picking up the phone, David, when I couldn't.
absolutely.
I love
He was
it.
under the hair dryer.
Right? I'm like, I'm getting my hair done. Okay, so thank you, Randall. We're excited to see what else, what other things you see in the future. And I'm excited too to let Shelley talk. She's is she on? Yes, there she is. She wanted to give a quick update on Ken's blood work. So Shelley, we're excited to hear what's going on with Ken.
Well, as you know, 2 months after we started the patches, Ken's A1C, which is a way to see over a period of 3 months what a person's blood sugar is doing. And typically you want that number in the sixes. And Ken has had the diabetes type 2 since he was, 25 years ago. So starting in his 60s and taking some medicines. And the one that concerned us, and this was just before we started the patches, had gone up to 8.3. So we started the patches, and 2 months later, because that was the 3-month period where we could recheck, it had gone down to a 7. No, I'm sorry, it was 8.2, and then it gone down to 7.3. This is now month 5, and he just had that rechecked, and it's down to 7.1. So we realize the trend is obviously secondary to, or actually primarily to, the patches, because I still feed him in a healthy way, and he's actually on less medicine than he was when he was on or getting the results that were 8.3. The other thing is the small amount of the residual cancer cells from his total prostatectomy about 12 years ago. They noticed after about 5 years post that surgery that other cells started to manifest. And so his PSA, which should normally be 0, showed a very small number. I won't get into the numbers because it's confusing if people aren't aware of what they are, but they're not the big numbers like 3 and 4, et cetera, et cetera. These are 0.0 numbers. His numbers, again, for the second time since he's been on the patches, went down again. So we're pretty assured that, again, he's doing nothing other than the patches in order to hope to make sure that he doesn't reach a point where they have to start radiation. So we are very, very blessed. And then one last little thing that seems to be my mantra, one more thing. I had metastatic thyroid cancer, as you all may or may not remember, and it included all of the glands bilaterally in my neck. And so they were all removed, but also what was residual, although my numbers were not indicating that I still had cancer, I had about 3 small lymph nodes underneath where they had resected the majority of them on my right side. And each time I would visit once a year or every 6 months, she would be able to do an ultrasound to identify them in hopes that they would not grow or become hard or become cancerous. Well, I had forgotten about them. I don't go and try to palpate or to feel them anymore and to figure out, are they still there? But for some reason, I woke up the other morning and I went, oh, and I went to touch them and to feel they're gone. Now, I don't know if it's since the patches, because I decided that as long as my numbers, my blood tests showed no activity, I just let it go. I said, God, this is in your hands. I'm not going to worry about it. So that was just a little extra something that I did not anticipate, didn't even think was needed, but apparently the patches must have done something. So that's it.
Oh my goodness. Love everyone. I want you to really notice the difference here too. We've got a fiery 35-year-old, a vibrant 80-year-old. So this patch is for everyone.
It is.
Yes. And so, and Ken's 84, right?
Yes.
So this is what we need to know as we're wearing the patches, wearing this technology and sharing this technology. It's for everyone. It's for everyone. We all need what this patch has to offer. Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome. Next week, because I don't want to take up any more time, but I have reports from clients unexpectedly what has happened to them. But if there's time later today, I'd love to share it. But otherwise, I want people obviously to have the opportunity to speak if they have got reports.
Love it. Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you, Shelley. That's great.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to do a deep dive or a short dive or just want a little bit more information, this is the website that we send everyone to. It's thisisitinfo.com. The video that we started this Zoom out with is the first video on this website. I suggest you go there and watch the first 3 videos. The first 2 are short. The third one's a little bit more of a time commitment. I think it's 40 minutes long, but it's Dr. Stillman. And it's tons of great information. You can see all the patents here, the studies, there are testimonials for days. So this is a great website to send everybody to.
So Lifewave has been around now 20 years. This is its 20 year in business, and we're actually going to celebrate that in Dallas in October. Cannot wait for that event. But this company was really kind of a sleepy, quiet little company that no one had really heard of for the first 16 years in business. And they were doing about $20 to $30 million a year every year for about 16 years. Now, you know, in this industry, that's considered a very small company. I personally would love to have a company that's doing 20 to 30 million a year in revenue. I would think I was crushing it. But however, that's not considered that big in this industry. But once David launched X39, you can see the trajectory of growth from 2019 to 2020, 21, 22, 23. That's when you see it go from 20 to 30 million a year, all the way to finishing 2023 at over $430 million. That's proof that X39 does work. So put the patch on, as Randall says, immediately. And so they're projected to do over 600 million in 2024 and on to $1 billion. So it is definitely in momentum, and it's open in actually now 76 countries, just opened up South Korea. And what I like about it is you may have heard of other companies, especially in this industry, and they all pretty much offer what I feel like are the same thing. They offer either supplements or skincare or makeup or weight loss or collagen or whatever it is. And they may have a phenomenal weight loss product or a phenomenal supplements or whatever it is. I'm not knocking their products. However, Costco sells supplements. Costco sells, Target sells, Ulta sells, Macy's deal. I mean, you name the retail establishment and they all sell it. Are you able to outmarket Costco, Target, Walmart, Ulta? Probably not. So this is what I love about Lifewave and X39 is we have a patent on this product. No one but Lifewave has this product in this industry or even outside of this industry. So to me, that's what makes the opportunity so huge, because you've got a product that's literally changing people's lives and giving them their life back. And it's not another Me Too product, you know, because a Me Too product just means, oh, well, we've got this. Me too. We've got this. Oh, me too. I mean, you run into that if you're in this industry. A lot of companies have all the same products. And so as you can see on this slide here, Lifewave is ranked #1 at Business for Home as far as a momentum company. Just got another award from the DSN, which is Direct Selling News. Got the Bravo Award for being the #1 company. Now, this company with DSN, the Bravo Award, is usually given to a company that's just a few years old, that's, you know, doing well in the first few years. Lifewave has earned that award after being a 20-year-old company because of the trajectory of growth that it's having right now. So I don't know what's important to you. I don't know why you're here. I know for sure that you're not here by accident or by coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in purpose. And I believe that you are divinely appointed to be here today. So I don't know what's important to you. If you're looking at this slide, maybe family time or time freedom or travel or better health or less debt. Hopefully all those things are important to you, but the most important thing out of all of those, I believe, is better health. Because think about Steve Jobs. He was worth $50 billion when he died. His money could not save him. His money could not buy his health. Your health is your wealth. So that should be your most important thing, because if you're not around, how can you have family time? How can you have time? How can you travel with your family? How can you be the biggest donator of your favorite charity? How could you be the biggest tither at your church? How could you travel the world and bless the lives of other people with this amazing technology? So to me, having your health is by far the most critical thing you see here on this slide. So I always say, what if it works? Just give it a shot. You want me to go over this real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to run here in just a second. So I'm going to quickly go over how Lifewave rewards you for opening your mouth and sharing this product and tell everybody, put this patch on immediately. Like Randall says, I'm going to be using that all day now. So just I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. You have a left team and a right team. It's called a binary. Don't worry too much about the whole, technical analysis of this. Just open your mouth, act like a 5-year-old, and walk around putting stickers on people, and let that product do the talking, and that will build your business. And so there's multiple ways we get paid. If you share this product with somebody and they just become a retail customer or a preferred customer, the company is going to pay you whenever they place an order. If you sign up somebody called a brand partner, somebody else that wants to share it with other people, and they place their initial order, whether they're buying a silver, gold, platinum, or diamond pack, you can be paid a product introduction bonus. It's called a PIB. And that's just some quick money to help you kind of recover your initial investment in however many patches you purchased when you joined. And so every time you enroll a brand partner and they place an order, you'll get what's called a PIB, and that can be anywhere from $15 all the way up to $500 based on what pack that they buy. But this team commission right here, and that's not a typo on the slide, you can earn up to $25,000 per week, not month, not year, per week. And we have personal friends that have maxed out. This is capped at $25,000 a week. That's $1.2 million per year. And that's not the only way you get paid. This is one of the ways. And a lot of people think there's no way I'll ever make $25,000 a week. We were in another company that capped you at $10,000 a week on team commissions, and we thought there's no way. Maybe it's possible, but it's not probable. There's probably not going to be that many people that do it, maybe 1 or 2 people. There were 19 couples in Tulsa, Oklahoma that maxed out that weekly commission of $10,000 per week. And so this caps you at $25,000. And all it is you see that left team and that right team. When you go to enroll someone, they're going to go directly underneath you, either on your left side or on your right side. Well, guess what? When you go to enroll somebody else, they can't go beside them. They go below them, and then below them, it just grows deep to infinity. And anybody in that line can be paid on everybody, even if they don't know them. So that's what makes the binary so powerful. It grows in depth, and you can be paid on every person in that whole team to infinity, up to $25,000 a week. So something could happen to where somebody signs up someone in South Korea and just blows it up in 1 month. That actually happened. 20,000 people came in on their team in 1 month, and that person gets to get paid on all 20,000 of those people. And all they knew was one person that went and just went crazy with it. So that's what can happen in a binary. Okay, the next slide. So that was capped at 25,000 a week. Hopefully you're not saying, well, that's not enough for me, I need more. If you need more than 1.2 million, well, here's your slide. And I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. Anytime you enroll someone, let's say you enrolled us and we made $1,000 this week. The company's going to give you a matching bonus of 25% because you personally sponsored us. If we make 1,000, what's 25% of 1,000? $250. The company matches. We get to keep our 1,000, but the company's going to pay you $250 just because we made 1,000. Well, what if we enroll someone who makes $1,000? We get $250 bonus, but you get a $200 bonus because that's on your second level. Well, what if that person enrolls somebody that makes 1,000? They're going to get $250. We're going to get $200 because that's 20%. And then you're going to get $200 because that's 20%. So it's 25, 20, and 20, and that's down to 3 generations. So this is unlimited. We know people that have capped out the 25,000 per week, and they're making what most people on here would love to make in a year. They're making that every single week. Now think about that. Look, money isn't everything, but I heard Jim Rome say it's not everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. You kind of need it to live in this world. But you just got to remember that money is a resource. If it's your source, you don't have life right. God has to be your source. Money is just a tool. It's just a resource. So keep that in mind. God is the source. Money is a resource. It's okay to have a lot of money as long as money doesn't have you, because you want to go out and be a blessing to as many people as possible. And you can't do it if you're broke. You can't even help yourself if you're broke. So here is a What we use to, well, we send out our link, or I help enroll somebody. I don't really use these sign up forms, but if you have them, use them. If people are willing to put their information down, have them put their information on here and get them enrolled. And here are some of the packs that you can start with. These are the 3 most popular packs: silver, gold, diamond. Silver is really for somebody that's just getting started, and maybe they want to get started in the business, but they're not sure. But they definitely want to try the patches for at least 90 days, and they think they want to share it with people. I'd say, okay, start at silver, start wearing the product, and start sharing it with people, because the people that you put patches on actually may get a testimony before you do. And that solidifies the business for you, because now you have people ordering and you're getting paid. And so now you're like, oh, shoot, I'm gonna jump up to gold. I'm gonna go from silver to gold. I'm going to upgrade. And the nice thing about upgrading with Lifewave is if you pay $299 for silver, gold is $499. Well, you don't pay $499 to upgrade. You just pay the difference. You already paid $299. So the difference between $499 and $299 is $200. You pay the $200 and they ship you the rest of the sleeves. And then the diamond kit is what we did because we saw the value in the product and we saw the value in the cost. I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. That was getting 19 sleeves of product for $1,600. That comes out to $84 a sleeve. Now, I've been self-employed my adult life. I have never been able to start a business for $1,600. You can't even start a lawn mowing business for $1,600. I mean, this is ridiculous how cheap this is. And to have a monthly expense of just $200. I mean, that's our monthly expenses, $200. Think of any other business like a franchise, what kind of overhead you would have every single month. Our overhead is 2 sleeves of product, which we actually use more than that, but so a couple of $100 a month and $1,600 to start a business. Now, again, you don't have to start there, but if you're seeing this, how we saw it, we could not wait to get going. And we said, what's the biggest pack and what's the best value? So we did diamond and we've never looked back. And here's the cool thing. We referred people that came in at the diamond, and guess what? The company pays you a $500 bonus. If you came in at diamond and you enroll somebody that decides to come in at diamond, you get a $500 bonus. Well, 3 people, and you've made your initial investment back into your business. So to me, it was a no-brainer. Plus, guess what? Lifewave offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. So at 29 days, if you decide, you know what, this isn't for me, then you can send your patches back and they will refund you the money. So it's a no-brainer. All right, I'm going to let you kind of take it from here. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you tonight. Remember, we're doing this again tonight at 7 o'clock. So we will see you then. But until then, remember this, my friends, you are here on purpose. God has you here for a reason. Do yourself a favor and start living like it immediately.
Thank you. Thank you, David. That was awesome.
All right. It's going to be a tough act to follow right there.
Always.
Okay, so we told you about thisisit.info.com. If you're interested in the business side, this is the website here that you want to go to. It's This Is It Team. And you can go through our onboarding process, the 10-step system. All of our webinars are archived here. More detail about the compensation plan. I will say our back office that we get for free is incredible. All the reports are there, so you really can just go there to see what it is that you need to do next to advance to that next rank. Also, our shop is there, and any downloads, this presentation is on this website as well.
And so in the back, in the shop part of this, you can go in and order these mail out samples, envelopes and info. What's wonderful about this is, and just like Heather and David, when they shared with me, they live in Oklahoma, I live in Texas. This, as you share with people not living around you, this is great because you can pop some patches in this envelope. It's got the information that you need as far as the 12 hours on, the 12 hours off, the benefits of X39. So you just put all that in that envelope and put their name on it. And it's a great way to share. It's also a great way to share when someone's right in front of you. I use these all the time. I put a couple of patches in there. They're not going to remember everything that we say as we're sharing with them, but they are going to have it in front of them when they pull their patches out. So this is a great place, a great way to share the patches, and you get them in this is it team.com.
And so this is our system. Every business needs a good system and process to follow. We follow the PRO system, which stands for patch, revisit, and opportunity. We patch every day. We follow up, just like LaShawn did with Randall. We revisit. Sometimes that takes longer. Sometimes it's immediately. And then we point them to an opportunity. And there, once we get to the end of this presentation, there's a slide that that shows all of the different opportunity Zooms throughout the week. There's 1 or 2 a day.
So when is it time? Randall, our new word of the day is immediately. It is time immediately. So whether you're just wanting to use this technology for yourself, to help your health, to become healthier yourself, that's great. But you know, don't stop there, because there's a lot of people around you who need this technology immediately. So this is how you get started. You just patch and then share. It's a great